One of my all-time favorite Final Cut Pro creators, Serge, created an amazing Scribble pack for Final Cut Pro. I thought it was so cool that I really wanted to showcase it here on the channel. I'm not being paid for this video. I don't get an affiliate commission if you happen to purchase this plugin pack. I just wanted to support Serge, and I absolutely love all of the hard work that he put into this pack. Once you've installed the plugin pack, which is super easy to do by the way, you'll find all of your tools over here in your titles. If I scroll through quickly, you can just see how many different assets he has added, and there's truly a staggering amount. Applying one of these scribbles is super easy to do. You just drag it down like any other title, and you'll see that we now have these easy to use on-screen controls. If I push play, it animates in nicely. Now I can go ahead and just move this into position. So let's go ahead and say I want to draw attention to that church on the rock, something like that. But that's not all you can do, because with every single one of these, you can go to the right side and change stuff like the color. Of course, you can change all the controls like scale, rotation, and position. You can even add in a drop shadow if you want to. And then moving further down, you'll notice that we have some animation controls. The first one, build in, means we can just disable or enable the draw in animation. So again, pushing play, it draws in like so, but if I disable that and push play, now it will just pop into existence. However, it is still going to draw out just like so. Additionally, he's added this really cool pulse animation. So if we check that box, let's go ahead and see how that's adding some nice movement to our arrow. Or if we wanted to, we could add in the jitter effect. So I'll go ahead and check that box, and let's just see how that looks by default, adding in some nice motion. But another super cool feature with this pack is they tie perfectly into the object tracker in Final Cut Pro. So let's say I want to highlight this church on the hill. I'll go ahead and just drag circle 2 onto the screen, and we can find it somewhere right about there. That is going to give me both the object tracker, which I can move into position over the church, as well as the circle, which I can move into position just like so. We could go into the transform tools and scale it up if we want to, or scale it down. Then going back to the tracker, we can go ahead and push analyze. Final Cut Pro will of course do its tracking magic, and just like that, we have a tracked shape on this church. We could go in and add the jitter animation if we want it to look even a little bit more hand-drawn. We could change the color on it, draw more attention. It's just super fun and easy to use all of these different Scribble effects. So with that in mind, I wanted to draw attention to some of my favorite Scribble effects he's built with this pack. Starting from the top, we have all of the different arrows, and one of my favorite arrows is just this simple arrow 2, which I'm going to drop down on the timeline with Q, and pushing play, we can see how that draws in a super cool way. Another great element is these different Scribble out elements. I'll go ahead and use Scribble out 6, that's my favorite, and you can go ahead and just adjust this over the top of whatever you want to remove off of the screen. And then something that is incredibly powerful is he's gone in and added every single letter. So if we wanted to, we could spell out any word that we want. Let's go ahead and just write S. Again, I'm just dropping these down on the timeline with Q, C, R, I, B, and of course, E. And now if I wanted to adjust this lettering so we could read it on the screen, I would move my playhead after the animation has taken place with each letter, and starting from the bottom, let's just move these into position. Also, a way to make this more personal to you is to adjust the scale and rotation on each of these letters, giving it an even more organic hand-drawn feel. And now we have a beautifully hand-drawn title. If I push play, we can see how they all draw on super nicely. But if you wanted to take this to another level, you could go in, you could change the colors, you could add jitter, and you could even go in and stagger when these draw on. And pushing play, now they all draw on in a super cool way. So those letters are super fun to play with and a great way to add a title to your video. But even beyond that, he's gone in and added all of these different numbers and symbols. He's added in exclamation marks. He's added in a load of shapes. And then at the very bottom, he saved the best for last with his fancy animation. So again, going back to this shot of a church on a hill, I could add this nice arrow pointing to that church. And if we go through and play the animation, you can see how it's got this great hand-drawn feel to it. We could go to the final frame to find our end position and then adjust it so it's pointing to the church. And of course, it has all of the same controls over here in the published parameters, so you can change color, jitter, and whatever else you want. And finally, I'm going to leave you with this sad, happy face as we call this video to a close, and you can see how it's just continuing to animate between the two. If you're interested in picking up the Scribble pack, follow the links down below in the description, just below the like button. Again, I'm not being paid by Surge. I don't get an affiliate commission if you purchase it. I just think it's a really amazing pack and I wanted to support one of my favorite Final Cut Pro creators. If you haven't already, make sure you go check out Surge's channel and subscribe to him. He's such an amazing human being and I'm so fortunate to have gotten to spend some time with him in the real world. With that being said, thank you so much for watching and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.